Hello, everybody. Onyx again. This is going to be a side sequel. I call this a side sequel because it's not truly a sequel of my last video, Message to Afro Hypocrites. This is going to be an extension of a point that I had given. And on a side note, why the change in the attitude? Well, basically, I'm keeping it real with you now because after seeing so much uh, I consider cooning and buffoonery because um, since we like to sit here and coddle the community, it doesn't get it done. Now, I know Tommy Sotomayor likes to give disparaging things about black folks, and it made me think when I actually saw a video clip of him actually dancing ghost faced what's it go DJ Ghostface the well I'll put the link down below of the video and the clip where he's actually in it. And you know that song goes, I've been watching you, boy, you should know that I've been watching, or something like that. And he's just like, it's just funny. It's just, it's like, is that Tommy? But dude, it was funny. I was 11 when that motherfucker was. He had to have been in his 20s. He don't look no different though. He really doesn't look any different. So, okay, now going back to what my side point. My point is that I know certain individuals in the black community make disparaging comments about black folks. Now, the images and the messages that we see by black people that obviously hate other black people, let's get it out the way. We all hate some black person. We all hate a certain kind of black woman or a kind of black man and a certain kind of hey, there's motherfuckers who hate my ass, right? There's motherfuckers who hate me for the shit that I have said. Okay. Um, and it's better if you see my voice inflections and what I say, my words and my voice inflections with my actions. It makes for a stronger effect, I think, because I don't want to write this all in comments. Disparaging comments about our community is bad. These black people who say I'm like Tommy, like myself, I probably piss motherfuckers off, and I'm probably gonna piss you off again. I don't care if you are one of those people to talk about. Fuck you. Who cares? Um, there is a message you're not getting. There's a problem. It needs to be cleaned up, and I'm not gonna stop until someone speaks up and shuts me up. The 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 African Americans on social media who actually have some damn sense, who actually are smart, who actually have some of the answers to our problems, are being just shut out, killed off, silenced, don't want to be heard, don't want to be seen, don't want to be heard. The ones who actually have common sense are not being seen. And they're being replaced with ignorant buffoons that that are so coddle based. Don't you say nothing about them. Don't you say nothing about them. Yeah, Mr. Suck Thumb. You have a lot of thumb suckers. Don't say nothing about black folks. You don't need them. You fucked up our community. You make others not want to be black. You make other black people turn on other black people. How do you make them turn on other black people? I think when they don't feel like they're being heard, they turn. When they feel like I have a good idea, I know people can use this, then they turn into hateful ass motherfuckers. So, disparaging messages about black folks is just the dirt being presented to us and all our problems. But eventually that morphs into this is who we are. And eventually that morphs into this is who we are and it ain't never gonna change. It's natural for us to act like this. If you're going to silence these people and you don't want them to put their mess or dirty little her laundry dirt out there and they say the same thing as so-called what you guys would say white supremacists, that means it is your job to not only silence them, it is your job to clean it up. They just revealed the dirt. They didn't make it. They didn't create the dirt by themselves. You and me and that person and that person and that person and that person made it. We brought this fester. We put it on social media. We put it on the streets. We've said a lot of dirty things. And moving on. There was this white lady. I'm not gonna say her name because she's a well-known love guru on maybe not too well known, but she was a I don't want to remind you because some black people know who she is. But she was a into relationships and spiritual stuff, right? Spirituality from a she was an 11 spirit, but basically she was commenting on the Zimmerman case. And when I saw this video, I gave her an hour rant just like the one I gave you guys yesterday. But and she was saying a lot of ignorant things. But here's the thing. She said, I've been kind of protective of my white people. She admitted and she said, I I'm not really trusting black folks in so many words. She said, what are we white people supposed to do when we see a whole bunch of you? And uh, how are we supposed to react? We don't know what to expect of you. And let's analyze that. Now, this person, she does have a point. She doesn't know what to expect. But yeah, she does need to get outside of her community and be around more African Americans. And so do the white people around her. They do need to not listen to every damn other person who says these black people are criminals, they need to be locked up, they're crazy, they're evil, they act like monkeys, and they're animals, they're uncivilized. She needs to not listen to all that. She needs to think for herself, obviously. But I will say I don't know what to expect from some of my brothers either. She says the same thing that I said, but hey, look, I'm gonna have to admit, which I've said on certain platforms, yes, there are black people I don't trust, and others, you people, my brothers and sisters, you don't trust certain black people. You have certain hangups about people in your own neighborhood or the next neighborhood that you don't like. So what is wrong with me having a hang up with you when you cannot present? Let me give you an example, and I said this again in the last video, but let me remind you. The brother that I was happened to see coming down the stairs when he was actually trying to get to one destination to the next, but I looked up the stairs and I thought he was the lady that I needed to talk to in order to sign up to get an apartment. Now, I was easily and highly offended that this motherfucker had the gall to get offended because I looked at him for 2 seconds. I explained why I looked at him because I thought he was a person, and then he acts like I offended him. Black men, when someone's walking down the street, it's not always, don't stop your car and want to kick his ass. Don't try to stop and be offended and then think about it for the rest of the day just because a dude looked at you for 2 seconds and thought that you were someone else. A lot of times that has happened. A lot of times, brothers, quit reacting like a fucking animal. I hate to say it, brother. I always want to say, that's how I always fucking felt. Brother, you act like a damn animal when you look at someone for 2 seconds and they thought you were someone else and then you instantly want to kick their ass. That is too much petty shit. Too many petty ass niggas, males. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of my brothers acting like that. Especially, I'm a black man, so I get a right to have a problem with it. I am allowed to have a problem. And I ain't gonna let no motherfucker take it away. I'm not gonna apologize. Because other people are scared of you. Other people are fearful of you. If it looked weird, fine. It's the way you react to it. I'm not gonna say don't be mad. Don't be like, what is this motherfucker looking at me? If he stares a little bit too long, I can understand. But if he stares like 2 or 3 seconds, thought you were someone, and squints his eyes, oh, that's not that person, walk away. A lot of y'all do that because I've experienced that myself. Okay. So the point is, stop it. That goes for the sisters too. They do that shit. That's happened too. Not too much. More so with the black men. So, therefore, people, if we're going to silence individuals, be the one to take that torch that you extinguished in them and light it with your flame. And you be the light. You be the guide. You be the leader. You be the voice. You be the guide of the community. One, because we can't have just one leader. We need many, but you be one. You be the spokesperson to be the answer. Be the solution to the problem. And maybe that could help. But let me leave people with 3 things they can do to solve the healing, and they can do right now. 3 things they can do right now to stop the negative remarks. Okay. One, get you know what? Yeah, okay. 1, get away from all the black people that make you look horrible. Distance yourself. I don't care. I know what I'm saying. Get away from all the black people that make you look bad. They can't help you get the fuck away from them. Distance yourself. Isolate yourself if you have to. Because apparently, from what I noticed, that black folks that hang around the right black folks do well. Or the right people, whether they're black or not, do very well in society because they distance themselves from the degenerates of our society. 2, and this should actually be number 1, but they both fall into the next. Think about what you value, what you respect, what you can honor. And then with that, this information, what you respect, what you value, what are your morals. And then link up with like-minded black folks and stay with them. So number 1, distance yourself from degenerates of our community. Number 2, write down stuff that you like basically about black people and hang around that. Find black people like them, like yourself, who, when you, the ones you want to be better, the ones you want to be like, not the ones that you ain't been hanging around because they ain't doing nothing for you. Be around them and stay friends with them because you'll need them. Number three, if those black folks that you distance yourself away from are not willing to put in the work, they're not willing to change for the better for the community, leave them behind. Do not allow them in your circle. Do not allow them in your social groups. Delete the number, the Facebook, they're on their own because they're gonna root for you and also the black people that are respected by other cultures, that are revered and given, that are taken seriously, because there's a whole demographic of people in our community that are not, and there is a demographic of people in our community that are taken seriously and respected. And these people are going to be the representatives of our community, and they might even be the models who will raise our children and next generations. They are going to be the ones to clean up the mess. They should be the image of who we are. Every other culture puts their best up. They put their doctors, their best spokespeople, their best when it comes to beauty. They put their best looking people, most attractive people. When it comes to politicians, they put the best people to speak. When it comes to uh when it comes to armies, every nation puts their strongest people to fight. They don't bring their degenerates. They don't bring them. And matter of fact, well, I'll hit you with a different example a bit later. But yeah. So number three, you keep those circle black friends. And no one will ever get to hang around them. Except for you, and you build that bunch up. And you keep on having it build and grow and grow and grow until it becomes a community. And maybe there might even be a social group out there, and become part of that. And all those bunches, those rejects of our community, they're going to learn. You act like this, go do it in your hood. Go do it in your neighborhood. Because we will not accept it over here. We're smart, intelligent people that want to be taken seriously. So when something happens to one of our own, we actually get justice. Don't allow the degenerates of the black community to be and represent you. Don't allow it. And this goes over to number four. When you're around, and this is, remember, I say this personally, this might be a little bit more difficult. When you're around non-black folks, and sometimes I might even the majority of your friends, and they say something about us, 90% Africans sold out of Africans, why do you guys kill each other? Why do you do such and such? Why y'all on welfare this? And I know that I've experienced this and I didn't have a rebuttal for it, but often these days I do. Just haven't got a chance to say it yet. Learn their history too. Learn how many people over there. Learn the different fucked up entities they got in their community, and remind them that they got in there too. How they got it, why they got it. Because over here we're going to have it too. We got the same problems that we have in our community are not the same problems there is in another community. Basically get them in their history. Because we're not the only fucked up race on the planet. Every race on the planet got some fucked upness in it. And I'm going to leave it with this. I'm going to try to be me again. I have not been this forward with you
my community, my people, a long time.
It's the type of videos I used to make. Got rid of them because it was old shit. A lot of ignorant stuff. I was still growing, still evolving. And, but, hey. So you'll see more of this. Not so much the more apologetic Freddie you would hear in TRS more so, but it's more like try to keep it real more because I think people like it better. I think they will. Not so much the, yeah. And yeah. So, and I won't delete these. I know what I say will offend people, and they might even use it. But you don't like what I say? Oh well, because I don't mind these being out there. Because at least I'm bringing it to you. Oh, one last thing, and this is for if this is for black folks who get around other non-black people, especially if you're black who hangs a lot of white people. Because I know a lot of you have certain black folks who have nothing but friends who are white and other. Um, if you have grievances with black folks, it's nothing. It's a good thing if you can confide in your friends, even if they're not black. But don't pour your grievances, your problems with black people, and they're not to other black people. You have a problem, say it to us. Hell, if that's the case, make a video and tell your experiences, rants on here. And yes, other people will see it, but make sure black folks see it. So we gotta get each other. We need to know what the next person is thinking, as much as you're comfortable with. But but that's it. Those are the five. And again, if you have a problem with what I say, maybe I was talking about you, and you must like the taste of your own vomit. But if you don't, and you understand what I'm saying, you're smart enough to not let it affect you, I must not be talking about you. So until then. Oh, and another thing. I'm going to be making my blog talk radio, but I'm going to sit back and do some research if you want to know. Fly on the Wall is coming out sooner than my BTR. BTR is going to be way later. But my web series, Fly on the Wall, is going to be about history. Because I think we need to be given information first. Not just about history, but also documents and news media and stuff that related to history. The stuff that I can put together so we can actually get, all right, to be in the right mindset. And the first season, which I think would be a nice treat, an intro. The first season 1 is going to be about that. It's going to be dedicated to destruction of black civilization. Because in order to understand where we are today, we need to understand how our civilizations fell. And that's what I want to bring to the people. It won't be lengthy like this. And to top it all off, I'm not trying to be pro-black. I'm not trying to be all radical. I'm just trying to be me. Not trying to be anything else but me. I'll let the radicals be radicals. I'll just be radically real.